Hi, my name is Dickenson, and I decided to make this video to give you tips to moving if you have a child with autism. And the reason I decided to do this now was because it's summertime and a lot of families move in the summertime. And moving is stressful enough when you don't have children on the spectrum, but when you do, it can be extra stressful to anybody, even to the adults. And regardless of whether you have a high functioning autistic child or one who is nonverbal, stress is going to be the same because any change for them is difficult. And if you have something as big as moving, it will be very stressful. So I have a 20-year-old son with autism, and we have moved with him 3 times. Once when he was about 4, another time when he was 12, and then again when he was 17, which was his senior year in high school. And we did have stress all 3 times, probably not as much as when he was 4, as when he was older, but all times are stressful. So I came up with a list of things that might help. And my very first thing on the list happens before the move. You want to talk to your child about moving and why it's good. You might want to tell him we're getting another bigger house that you'll like better, or a house with another bedroom, bigger lot. Close to your father's work, your mother's work, anything like that, to frame the move in a positive light. And keep that up. I mean, not constantly, but maybe bring it up once every day until you're done with the move. The second thing is, if you can involve your child, go ahead and do that. So I'm talking about things like getting ready to pack, have him or her pack up their room, maybe put on the boxes, color it, Alex's room, Lisa's room, something to get them involved with it. Also, if you're selling your house, it might be good to take them to an open house. And this way you could say, look, this house is for sale. This nice lady is bringing in some buyers. See how nice the house looks. Something like that to just get him used to the whole process. I remember when my son was about 10 or 12, I brought him to an open house, and I was having a very intense conversation with the agent that was there, and I heard the doorbell ring, and I saw him walking over to answer the door. I thought, oh, my sweet boy is answering the door, but then he flung the door open and yelled, "Wah!" Stuck his face out as loud as he could to the family that was standing there. And they weren't mad, but they didn't stay very long, and I was embarrassed as hell. Now, I know you other parents with autistic children can probably relate to this, but it is something that happened. Okay, so if you're working with an agent, you might want to take your child out looking at homes. I would recommend, though, not taking them on more than 2 to 3 homes per day, per trip. Actually, probably during the whole process. So seeing more than 2 or 3 houses can be very stressful, even on the adults. So you're just setting your child up to have a meltdown. What I recommend even more so is, if you do that, maybe one trip with 2 or 3 houses, and then again, when you pick out the house you're going to buy and move into, bringing him in to take a look at it so he can adjust to doing something like that. Now, okay, another thing you could do is, a lot of children with autism have what's the word? They have like a security blanket or a special security toy, maybe a spaceman, toy car, coloring book. I knew a boy that had a catalog for office supply products that he brought everywhere, and if you took that away, he would have a cow. So if they have any kind of security item, let them take that with you anytime you go anywhere involving the move. Now, when you're preparing for a move, again, involved then by bringing them boxes to the room and helping them participate in packing up and getting their room all ready. Another thing you could do is, by yourself, you can visualize the move going well. So every night I was just doing this. You sit down, take a few minutes, close your eyes, imagine the things that you're going to do the next day, and imagine them turning out well. Studies show that if you visualize positively things that you're needing to do, that it helps improve the outcome of them coming in your favor. So that is something I would recommend you do every day during the moving process. Again, explain to your child every day why the move is going to be good. Try to get them excited about it. Oh, we're going to be so close to a new park. You're going to love it. Things like that. After the move, I would recommend getting your child's room ready first. Have the boy or girl help unpack the room, have them set up where to put their things, maybe where they want to put their favorite lava lamp or their spaceman poster, get their bed all ready, get it made, get everything looking good so that they can start adjusting to it right away. The next thing you can do, or another thing you should do, is watch out for mischief. So when I moved and my child was 4 years old, we moved into a nice 2-story house. Upstairs was my son's room, and there was a bathroom, and then my daughter's room was next to it. So what he had done is gone into the upstairs bathroom, turned on the tub full blast, plugged it up. There were dual sinks. He turned on each sink full blast, plugged it up, and then shut the door and left. Now, I wasn't expecting this, and about an hour and a half later, I went upstairs. I thought, oh, I hear water running. I wonder what's going on. And I looked, and the door was closed. I could see water seeping underneath it. I opened the door, and a rush of water came out and seeped into his sister's room, and half of the rug was soaking wet, and the floor in the bathroom, everything was wet. And of course I was very upset. The first day into my new house, I have to replace the rug in my daughter's room. Now, I shouldn't have been so shocked over this because my child was obsessed with water. Usually autistic children are obsessed with something, but normally what I would expect is he would turn on the water, he would plug the sink, he'd watch it fill up, he'd watch it seep over, he'd watch the water drip down, like more interested in watching it. So I don't know why he turned everything on and left, but he did, and that was an exciting adventure, our first time moving with him. Another thing you might want to do is introduce him to the neighbors. Now, you might not want to bring him to the neighbors yourself, but you might want to meet the neighbors and say, look, I have, a 10-year-old autistic son. This is what I did. My son is autistic, so if you see a tall, red-headed boy walking around barefoot in the neighborhood, because that's something he likes to do, he's actually harmless. I also told him that if you see him doing something he shouldn't, like pulling branches off trees or something like that. Again, he's harmless, but he might not know any better. Feel free to say, knock it off. Please don't do that. That's not good for the tree. So that the whole neighborhood is ready. And if anything does go awry, they're not calling the cops on you, because that is never fun. Another thing is just reinforce. Every time something positive happens, reinforce it. Say, good job, Alex, unpacking your room. Oh, I love where you put your lava lamp. So reinforce anything positive that happens and get him to adjust and talk to him about how much better this new house is and that kind of thing. And then when you're over and everything is done, I would recommend doing some kind of a very nice reward. I mean, I'm thinking like take him to the water park, take him to the movies, taking him out for ice cream. Now, right now, during COVID, a lot of places are closed and you might not be able to do that, but you can probably come up with something that he likes. The Space Center also closed, but I'm sure you can come up with something. So that's it. Those are my tips for moving when you have a child with autism. I hope this helps if you're getting ready to move. My name is Dawn Dickenson. I'm a realtor in Northern Arizona. I sell property in Flagstaff, Sedona, Cottonwood. I also can sell in Phoenix because I lived in Phoenix most of my adult life, and I know the areas of Phoenix, Ahwatukee, and the east side of the valley. If you are ever trying to move, in Arizona especially, and would like recommendation on an autistic friendly realtor, just leave a comment below. I try to get back to all the comments, or if you have a question, go ahead and do that. Again, my name is Dawn Dickenson, Realty One Group Mountain Desert. I post videos on any type of real estate topic every week, and I would appreciate it if you like this video to give me a like, maybe make a comment, and I would really love it if you would subscribe. That helps people who are looking for content like this to find my video. So every week I post something. I hope to find you here again next week, and have a wonderful and safe 4th of July weekend.